The kids are waiting for this. It's like an epidemic of excitement.
It's our job to teach kids healthy eating and good decision making, and that has a greater impact than teaching them how to make an omelet or a cake.
It's really all about curriculum, and it's about taking what the children are studying and making them realize that food is such a gigantic part of their entire life. It's a part of science, it's a part of math, it's a part of social studies, it's a really integral part of their life.
Our role is like to teach them how to ask questions and to teach critical thinking even at that early age, and they're getting it. The way it's working now is that we had a discussion with the teacher about what part of the curriculum to connect with or to, and then we met several times to discuss like what we could possibly do with a class that was currently studying civil rights. One of the stories that they were working on was a lunch counter protest, and we thought that is an immediate like open door for talking about food.
So I think the most important thing is to identify what are healthy foods and what are unhealthy foods.
And the tables here are set up so that we have places where you can get foods. Some are healthier than others, okay? Now, these are points, you can think about it this way. These are access points. These are places where you can go and get something to eat. They range from community gardens to the 7-Eleven. Okay? We're going to map out those locations and look at access across the city of Chicago and come back and talk about where people have access to healthy foods.
Okay, we're going to use food to look at the past. We're going to specifically look at the 60s and the civil rights movement, and then look at today and like, is that fight still going on, and how is it related to food, and that connected to food deserts.
3s, you are going to be going to the community gardens. Don't move yet. 4s, you're going to the grocery store, to Jewel Osco. And 5, you are going to the farmer's market. Silently, go.
Team 7-Eleven. Alright, let's do this. So first, let's go 3201 South State Street. Let's go N13. Dot right in the center.
My number 13.
Or 13 here, and then you go to N. So you match it up. So here, you start going up, and I'll start going across, and we'll meet in the middle. And put a dot right there, okay? Everybody get M19?
Look how close these are together.
I know. We're going to talk about that in a minute. What's your first reaction when you see all these 7-Elevens next to each other? What do we think?
Too close.
They're too close? There's too many?
They must be racing against each other to get the most money.
Well,
that's a good
point. What's your name?
Maya.
So Maya brought up a point of saying that they must be racing against each other to be making money. But it's the same company in the same neighborhood. So there must be some sort of reason that they're both there, right? I mean, people are going to them all the time. What'd you come up with, Jason?
Well, community gardens. You guys notice anything?
I've noticed that there's a lot of community gardens in one area more than the
Okay,
others.
go back to the topic of the food desert of saying that there's no restaurants in this area, there's no farmers markets in this area, there's just convenience stores.
So what do you need to do to be able to make a good choice for yourself when you go to a restaurant?
You know how always Subway says it's fresh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you go to Subway and they ask you what do you want on your sandwich, there's always a spot that has frozen chicken. And then they ask you, would you like this chicken? And then you say yes, because of course you want chicken on your sandwich when it's frozen. So they're liars.
You can ask questions. Okay, you can ask questions. What things on your menu are healthy and what things aren't? How do you make things? If someone tells you, well, we take the chicken, we cover it in salt, and then we fry it in lots of grease, maybe you should eat that, okay? So if someone says the chicken is frozen, maybe you should move on to something else that's more farm fresh, okay? Ask questions.
Let's bring it all together and how this all comes into civil rights and how it all comes into making choices and it all comes into having people have opportunities is the same as everybody else. So the people that are living in the neighborhoods of the 7-Eleven don't have the access to farmers markets. They don't have the access to healthy restaurants. So do you think that that's fair?
No.
You know, I think that the fact that sometimes in life things are too convenient. You know, sometimes we get lazy. You know, things are too convenient. So we really have to think. Eating healthy is a choice, but it's also a chore. It's something you have to work at.
How does this apply to what we've been talking about? We haven't just talked about civil rights movement. We've talked about civil rights in all parts of history and even today. So keep that in your thoughts when we come back for reading and social studies.
Get ready for an awesome lunch.
Yes.
Already I'm receiving a lot of feedback from the teachers that their interactions with the chefs working on integrating the culinary arts and nutrition into the curriculum is actually improving their teaching skills. Parents are sharing that the students are going home with different attitude about food and trying new things, and that they're actually requesting new dishes to be served at home and new food options to be explored. We're very proud of what we have accomplished with Pilot Light here, and we would like to influence the practices in other schools, if possible, if they're interested in adoption of the program.
I can't imagine a school not being well served by what we're doing.
It shouldn't just be Disney, it shouldn't be just the chefs, but it should be every student in CPS that's exposed to this. In 20 years, if it's done correctly, it could close food deserts. The landscape of food and health could be completely changed with one generation of knowledge.
Oh, it's delicious. Did you try your salad yet? Oh, just wait. You got a lot of good bites ahead of you.